Hi everyone, my name is Julie. Thank you so much for watching. And the back of my space is like a hot mess right now because I just spent, count it, the last 5 hours filming my makeup collection and I didn't even get to all of it. Oh my god. I did everything but my lipsticks, my tools, and my setting sprays. But it took me 5 hours to do everything else. So I'm done filming for today. I have to go live a human life now. But, so this is going to be part 1 of my makeup collection. What I'm doing, you're going to see a lot of numbers come on screen. So you're going to see all of the makeup that I currently own, where I was in 2016 when I actually started keeping count of my collection, where I was last year in 2018, and I do mean December 2018. I had a really hard time figuring that out while filming. But no, every time I referenced 2018, I did count my makeup in December 2018, so I knew where I was for 2019. We are currently in August 2019. So like, we've actually had pretty good progress. I'll probably do this again in December or maybe January to see where I've ended up, if I've met my goals on things. There are a couple goals I've already made, and then there are a couple goals I'm really shocked about, but I won't ruin the surprise for you right now in my intro. But I do hope you enjoy. If there are any products you particularly would like to see more about or me pan, please let me know down below. I'm kind of looking for new inspiration for panning, and I don't know if this video can help you find like some trends, or like if you want to collab, please let me know. I would love to collab with some of you guys. I know many of you have your own channels, possibly project panning channels, but if not, we can do it for the first time together. Like if you want to hop on the panning wagon, I would love that. And I hope you enjoy. Okay, so here's my collection. So now we've got powders and foundations, and both of these categories unfortunately have grown. Let's go through powders first. So my loose powders are over here except for my sample sizes, but I've got an e.l.f. This one just came in a trade. This is in the sheer. I haven't used that one yet. I've got the Peach Perfect powder. Again, I just kind of bought this year. I have it in the shade Translucent. I got it based on so many people's recommendations, so I'll be doing that. My friend gave me this one, and I'm not familiar with what this is. C. Bella? Does anybody know that brand? It's a loose powder. It is tinted. It's in the shade Light, so it probably will work for me. I don't know. My friend gave it to me, and I was just like, well, might as well try it. And then I have the IT Cosmetics. This is a Bye Bye Pores HD Finishing Powder. And this one on sale at Ulta, so I picked that up because it was kind of like always on my wish list. When it comes to bake powders, I've got 2 from Laura Geller. This is my Light. This is like a powder foundation, but I put it in powders. I also have this one. This is in the Baked Body Frosting All Over Face and Body Glow in Sugar Glow. Again, I just traded for this, and this one's so pretty. I've been like waiting for that one. This is my Kiko Milano powder in the shade 01 Ivory. I was panning this earlier, and I've hit beautiful pan on it there. So this one will hopefully be gone. It's a little light for me at the moment, so I'll pick this up again in the winter time. Bought this in Nuremberg, Germany. Very excited about that. And then I've got the Fit Me powder in the shade 120. This is completely sealed. Haven't opened it, but I finished one of these before, so I know I like that one. This is the Rival de Loop Natural Lift Compact Powder. Again, one I actually have never used. Oh, still sealed. Nope, can't even open it. I bought that probably 6 months ago now. Hopefully it's good for a long time. 24 months, great. I got another year and a half to use that. Of course I'm going to use all this powder in a year and a half. I mean, clearly, right? I have this Lorac powder. This is the PF2 in the shade Light. This was in my advent calendar, so I did test this and liked it. So I'm excited to try that, get back to it. This is currently in a Project Pan. This is my Ulta powder. This also could be used kind of like a foundation, but this is in the shade Medium, so it's perfect for summer. Then all of my sample powders are here. This again is in a Project Pan. This is actually a pure powder called the Balancing Act, as well as a julep powder mixed together. It's just repressed it. I have my tiny Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in the shade 2 Medium that is pitifully small. So hopefully I will finish that up here, you know, like whenever I get around to it. I've got the Hourglass powder, the Translucent Setting Powder Veil. I tried the Cover FX. This one has glitter in it and it makes me nervous. And then of course I've got my Laura Mercier Translucent, again one that I'm panning at the moment and hopefully will finish here at some point in life. I've got two setting powders for the under eye. Again, I've got the Secret Brightening Powder from Laura Mercier. Do they still make this? I couldn't find this, and I'm almost out of it, and I'm so sad. I really would like to buy that again. But if they don't have it, I bought this one to hopefully make it a dupe, and this is the e.l.f. Sheer Under Eye Setting Powder. I don't know. I haven't tried that one yet either. I bought it because I couldn't find the Laura Mercier one, and I'm like, do I gotta use that? I don't know. But I will try it because I can't find the Laura Mercier one. In December of 2018, so like, you know, 8 months ago, I had only 12 powders, and now I have 18. So that's like a lot of growth in a short period of time, because I didn't like use up 6 of these in 6 months, and I most certainly can't finish one a month, so that's interesting. I also have a growth in my foundations. I had 6 in 2018, I now have 7. A couple of these you'll recognize as I'm panning. I'm panning my L'Oreal Tint Idol. I'm also finishing, I'm trying to pan these two, to try and get my color right. This is the Wet n Wild foundation in Soft Beige, and the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 207. This is my summer shade, but I'm mixing it with the other ones to try and finish up. I also have the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation in 205. This is a new one to me. This is the Revolution Makeup Stick. What shade do I have it in? F4. We'll see how that works out. I have the Almay Age Essential Makeup. I bought this because it was going on clearance, and I love it. This is in the shade 130. That is a number 7 Stay Perfect foundation, and this is in the shade Cool Vanilla. And I'm halfway done with this too. So I really only have like 3 full-size foundations, and then 4 like half gone. I'm hoping to finish maybe even 3 of these by the end of the year. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Definitely these 2, and we'll work on 1 and 2. So let's talk blushes, because this is more blush than I could use up in 41 years, which is exactly the number of single blushes that I have. But I don't know, I just love them. Like, I just like the packaging on them. I actually don't even use like a lot of these blushes. I mean, to be completely honest with you, I probably haven't used some of these in 4 years, but I love having them. I love just looking at them, and this is part of my issue right here. This is why we're panning. This is why panning is so important to me. And I'm sorry that a couple of them are like coming off the edge, but we'll go through all of these. So I've got the Too Faced. These are the Love Flush blushes. I have in both the shade the Baby Love, which I did try and hit pan on at one point. I never quite made it, but I did really good job on it. And then I have Your Love Is King, which is like a beautiful winter fall blush. I actually might need to pull this one out here pretty soon. I've got 2 CoverGirl. These are the blend blushes, and I have it in both dark and in medium. I love the dark shade. It's just so pretty. This is one I probably haven't used in years, but look at that shade. Isn't that just spectacular? It's actually very close, now that I look at it. Very close to the Your Love Is King. That's so funny. I mean, the tone is similar. Obviously, Your Love Is King is not a baked formula, so it comes on a little bit clearer, not clearer, less opaque, more translucent. I don't know how to say it. Okay, let's just move on. I can't swatch all these, it'll take forever. I've got the NYX Mosaic Powder in the shade Spice. This was in my advent calendar last year, and I tested it and loved it. I also have this. This is my only MAC blush, and this is in the shade Hypnus. It is a frost. I pretty much liked it for the sea creature on it. I've got the Clinique Pop in the shade Heather Pop. This is one I haven't explored too much. Again, this was in my advent calendar and decided to keep it. I've got 2 e.l.f. blushes. I have it in both Twinkle Pink, which sadly I thought I actually decluttered. So I don't know if I had a second one or I decided to keep it, but it's here. And then I just got the e.l.f. blush in Mellow Mauve, and that's what it looks like there. I've got all of these Milani blushes. This is their newest style. This is the Color Harmony blush palette, and I have it in Berry Rays. But I also have 3 of the rose blushes. I've got Tea Rose, Blossom Time Rose, which was a limited edition one, and then, nope, that's Tea Rose. So what is this one? Romantic Rose, excuse me, Romantic Rose, and that one's Tea Rose. And then, of course, I have the super cool Milani Baked Blush in Delicioso Pink, which is like one of their probably... Milani has so many famous blushes. Again, this is just a baked one. I can't wear this all the time. It's so pink. It's really pretty. It's like, look at all those cool tone pinks right there. It's just a cool toe pink. I know this is going to come back in style here pretty soon, so I know I'm going to finish it at that point. I've got a second NYX blush. This is a baked blush in mauve. What is this one? Model Co. and Cosmopolitan. This is another one that came out of an advent calendar, and I loved it. The color Wet n Wild Color Icon in Rose Champagne. I actually don't think I've really ever tried this. Nope, sure haven't. Haven't even swatched it. Gotta do that. Got two silly colors. This was from Emily Noel. The Be Matte blushes. These are super cheap too. I've got Fresh Melon and Guava. Don't know anything about them. She said they're really pigmented, and it looks like I have swatched them but never put them on my face. I've got the Benefit Dallas blush. This is my favorite of their box blushes. I got this when I worked at Ulta. I've got the NARS Orgasm, just a little sample size. The Laura Geller blush in Catalina. Oh my god, where's my other... I decluttered my other Laura Geller that I bought. Interesting. Okay, I've got the... Oh, this one's really good. This is the Palladio Herbal Mosaic Powder. They used to sell this at Ulta, and then they got rid of this brand, but this was actually a really, really nice powder. It's very finely milled. It's got this great apricot tone to it that just makes you look so tan. That one was great. A Flower Beauty blush I haven't opened yet. This is like the famous one. Again, it's got that flower imprint on it. I've got a Makeup Revolution, the matte blush in Nude. And then this one I just got from a trade. This is Bang Beauty in Smoked Peach. I'm not as sure about this particular shade. It is very, very peachy and very, very glittery. But I want to try this one. I haven't heard that brand before. I've got 3 balm blushes. These are so good. I've got the Frat Boy blush. I tried to pan this one too. I keep trying to pan blushes because I want to lower my number for 41, but I'm just never quite able to do it. Didn't hit pan on that one either. I've got the Balm Desert blush. Love this. Down Boy. I got this one on sale, which is awesome. How beautiful is that pink? Love it. I've got 2 Physician formulas. These are both pretty nice. This Physician formula in Happy, what is this? Glow and Mood Booster blush in the shade Natural. This one also came from Project Pan. Not a Project Pan. What was it? Advent Calendar. Yes. This just adds like that light glow. It's really a cheek topper more than a blush, but it's in the blush category. And then this Physician's formula is the Argan Wear Nourishing Argan Oil Blush in Rosé. I'm going to just see this one breaks me out. Argan Oil breaks me out. And this one had like this beautiful gold topper on it. Oh my god. It's like they're all in the same family. Like that one in particular, this one just has a shimmer to it. Okay. Clearly, there are certain blushes I like. Like this is your peachy tones, your pinky tones, your cool pinks. I have a Rival de Loop. This is a German brand. I try to pan this one too. This is a rosy blush in the shade 01. Tried to pan it, didn't hit pan. And then, last but not least, I've got the Lorac Cinematic Buildable Blush in the shade Matte. And this is my deepest, most neutral blush. In reality, this probably doesn't match me too well in terms of like, I am super light and pale, and then I bought this blush. But there's just something about it that adds like this beautiful, I don't know, it's like bronze, but neutral pink blush. It just makes me look healthy. So that, on my 41, oh no, excuse me, that's why it's not 41. I also have a few in my Z palette. This is the Sephora Z palette, and I don't really know what all these are. I've got a Tarte one that I broke while depotting. I've got 2, these are from e.l.f. I don't know, it was from one of those palettes that pop out, but I just kept the blushes. I forget what the other ones were, maybe highlighters, I don't know. I've got another one, see, I don't know, these are just mystery blushes, but there's 6 ones here. This actually might be the next ones I try and pan. This one is stinking old. It's probably not good anymore, but I do want to test it and see if I want to keep any of these shades, because if I can get rid of this entire palette, that would help me out. I've had 41 blushes now for 2 years, but in 2016 when I did start, I started with 36. So ideally I'd like it to down, you know, here in a little bit. I just don't know how the best way to do that with blushes are. I think I might just have to go through and kind of test all of them to see which ones I like, which ones I don't like. Because if we're talking about blush, I really only need like 3 different shades, but I just love looking at them. So this is like a sticking point for me. This one's a little challenging. Hey, bronzers. I have actually tested most of these bronzers. I can't say that about all of my collection, but bronzers I've actually done pretty good on. I've got 14 bronzers. Back in 2016 I had 12, and last year, so January of last year, I still had 14. So like, in general, this is going pretty steady. And I've actually tried to pan or test a lot of these lately, so I think I'm doing okay. There are 3 that I haven't really tested, and that's these 3 right here. So I've got the Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer, and this is in the shade Ready to Go. The only thing about this one that's holding me up a little bit is I actually see glitters in the top, but I don't know if the glitters come off or not, and that makes me kind of nervous. This is also one that could also probably dual as a blush, so that's just like a little holding me off on it, but I do want to test that one out here shortly. I also got this one here in Germany. This is the African Erde or African Earth Bronzing Powder. It's that reddish tone that everyone's talking about right now, and it's actually a very, very similar tone to that last one. It just has less shimmer in it, so I'm interested in that one. And then I've also never tried this CoverGirl. As you can see, it's still sealed. This is in the shade 2 bronzer, so I just got this on sale and I just haven't done anything with it yet. I do have the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips. I got this based on Tati's recommendation. I've tested this, I like this. I just can't put this in a project pan because I think it would take me a really long time, because it's got that highlighter on the top and then these bronzer strips at the bottom, and I just think this would take me forever to use up. I do have 2 Physicians Formula ones. I've got the Bronze Booster. This one is really great for winter. It just kind of like gives a nice healthy glow to your skin. I also have the Butter Bronzer. I am not as obsessed with this as other people are, although I do think it is good. My last Physicians Formula is this one that looks like a sweater. And as you can see, I actually have cracked it. I tried to like pan / use this up a lot, and I clearly did not do a good job with that. And then I've got the Bahama Mama by The Balm. This was in my advent calendar last year, and I loved it. So definitely keeping that one. This is the Wet n Wild Fergie bronzer. This is Rose Golden Goddess. I use this like a bronzer blush. So if I put this on my cheeks, it's the only thing I have going on my cheeks, because it really is like a peach shimmer to it. So I don't know. I put it in bronzers, but it really should be in blush. Whatever, okay. This one I tried to pan. This is the Pocahontas Compass in here. This is from Wet n Wild. It's a limited edition thing, but it looks like that used to have a leaf on it. I almost hit pan on this, I swear. Like, there's a huge dip in there, and that eventually, hopefully, will be used up. I have so many failed Project Pan bronzers. Like, I'm looking around and I'm like, I failed at like so many of these. This is the Pure bronzer. This is really fun because not only is it like huge, but the top is matte and the bottom is shimmer, and these are super, super soft. This is officially called Glow Together Gradient Matte Shimmer Bronzer. I mean, like, look, it's like a mini pizza. This is another one I tried to pan and failed. This is the Mark bronzer. Mark is a subsidiary of Avon. I used to sell it, and this is the Bronze Pro. This is probably 10 years old, to be completely honest with you. I really just need to use this up, but this has like some nostalgia with me, and I used to love that brush under there. Pixie by Petra. Yay, finally I fit pan on one. This is the only bronzer I have pan on, and this took such a ridiculous amount of time to hit pan on this one. But I have a good size pan, thank God, and this is in the shade Summertime. This was in a project pan last year, and I just have moved on to the other bronzers, but I'm thinking about going back to this one now that I've like seen. Would you be interested in a failed project panning project? So like put in products I like didn't quite use up or hit pan on that I wanted to. Would you be interested in something like that? Like if I tried to do that again? I don't know. Am I setting up myself for failure once again? I hope not. And then I've got this Too Faced. This is the Chocolate Soleil. So this is the original. It's just a little sample size, and once again, tried to hit pan on that and did not. Okay, let's talk highlighters, because highlighters is another category that's kind of exploded on me. So like when I first started tracking my makeup in 2016, I had 3 highlighters, okay? Which seems completely reasonable to get 3 and that's all you need. However, last year in January, I had 13. So now I have 20. WTF. I have gained 17 highlighters in the space of 3.5 years. I can't even tell you which ones I started with. And as I look around, I don't think any of these were it. Okay, so let's go through the ones I do have. First of all, let's go through this palette right here. I've got this highlighter down here. No idea the name or brand, but it is a beautiful darker champagne shade. It is a champagne with some, what would you call that, beige in it. This might be a little dark for me. I need to play with that one and see if that's even worth keeping. I do have 3 Wet n Wilds. This is the Wet n Wild in Boozy Brunch. Wet n Wild Color Icon Rainbow Highlighter in Bronze Over the Rainbow. And then the Gold Bar, which is everyone's like favorite right now. I bought that on the re-release and I haven't tested it yet. I have 2 Essence highlighters. I really like both of these. I've got the Pure Nude highlighter, and this is in the shade Be My Highlight. I also have it in the Sunlighter shade, which is the new gold shade that they've come out with. And this is much, much nicer for deeper skin tones. I really want to try this as an eyeshadow, actually. I think that this works for me when I'm at my darkest, like right now, but in general, it won't. And then I've got my Kiko Milano one, which you know I love. This is in the shade 01 Glow Fusion. This was a limited edition one. Unsuccessfully. Milani, I surprisingly only have 1 Milani highlighter, but I love the packaging on these. Can we talk about this for a second? Like, this is Hypnotic Lights. Can you see the pattern on there? I also have this Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Drive. This is before they changed the packaging, so I need to, I don't know. This is like so sparkly though. It's not like an everyday highlighter. This one is one I've swapped for. This is the Temp 2 by BoxyCharm Liquid Glow. And then I've got these 2 cream. I've got the Milk Cosmetics Holographic Still and the Milk Makeup Lit Highlighter. I know these are both cream, so these are kind of on my, actually all 3 of these are on my to pan relatively soon list. This is a Laura Mercier. This is the Mineral Illuminating Powder in the shade Candlelight. I keep this in my highlighters because it's exactly how I use it. I do not use this as a setting powder. This is too glowy for that. I've got the Laura Geller in Gilded Honey, which is beautiful. Isn't that just like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Love that one. The ones with the swirls of Laura Geller. Laura Geller, I feel like is such an underrated brand here on YouTube, but like her powder products, her big products are so good. I've got the ColourPop Hello Kitty highlighter. I wanted to hit pan and finish this up. That is where it's at. It's still creamy though. That's good. I got this from a swap from Triggy, and I was actually a little nervous touching that it was going to be super like crumbly, but it's not. It's actually still very creamy. I've got the NYX Dual Chromatic, and this is in Snow Rose, so it's like a white pink shift. That's really pretty. I like shifting highlighters. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but like I'm kind of into it. I've got 4 Beccas, so of course I've got Opal, which is the original like OG highlighter. I tried to pan it once again unsuccessfully, but I got a nice hole in it. And then these 3 I just got for Christmas last year. They were in a pack of 4. I think it also came with Moonstone or Opal. I don't exactly remember which one, but I decluttered it since I already had it. I've got Moonstone in a palette, but I did not have Vanilla Quartz, which is stunning. These were all limited edition, and I didn't get the full size because I didn't need the full size. When I saw that they came out with travel size, I did it. This is Rose Quartz. And then last but not least is Prismatic Amethyst. Those are my highlighters. I've got 20 of them. That's really unacceptable, and I'm gonna have to figure out how best to go about using these up. I might focus on the ones I've already tried to finish. This is kind of like a random collection, but they have all one thing in common. These are all face palettes with more than one style product in them. Okay, so I know this sounds crazy. I don't count products by pan, and I realize I probably should do this, but I don't. I don't know why. I think because it's too embarrassing. To be honest with you, I think it's totally an embarrassment thing, and I don't want to be too embarrassed to know that I have like not just 41 blushes, but I actually have more like 80 blushes. Okay, like I don't want to play that game. So this is all of my face palettes. So let's go through them. I've got 3 with bronzers and highlights in them. First off, I've got this Too Faced Tutti Frutti. This is just like a little, I don't know, travel deluxe sample size. It's in the shade Pineapple Sun. You guys know this one. This is like still new. I have this one that came from Walgreens. This is the Wonder Woman collection. It's got a bronzer and oh no, it really is more like a powder, but I'm calling it a highlight because I don't know. It just is. And this is the Amazonian Bronze Highlight and Contour. This Wet n Wild one. This is in the shade Caramel Toffee. So this is the yellow tone that goes underneath your eyes to color correct. And then this really warm bronzer. I actually haven't not explored this bronzer too much. And maybe I should. I just saw one of my girlfriends, Lena, try and pan this, and it took her like a year and a half. So, I don't know exactly about that. I'm trying to use these things up. I don't want to I'd rather sit in my collection for 2 years than try and use it if I can use up like 2 other things. I've got 3 products with highlighters and blushes in them. One is What You Know, and yes, there's a surprise pan in there. This is the Becca Afterglow palette. I am panning this year. I now have hit pan on 3. Oh my god, enjoy that. And this one is actually almost gone. And that is in the blush Flower Child. And what's funny about that is I just noticed I have that again here. This one is Prosecco Pop and Pamplemousse. And here is the same blush as in there. It's a good thing I like this blush. You have Champagne Pop and you got Flower Child in there. These were not used for a very long time, but I'm excited to get back into them. I'm actually thinking these might be what I try and pan next year. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I'm like kind of itching to dig into those. I have just 2 that are a bronzer blush split, and I'm interested to try this one again. This is an e.l.f. one in the shade St. Lucia. This blush, I'm really interested to see like how it works with me. It is a very, very light pink blush. It also has this like nice bronzer. The reason I want to try this is I decluttered the all matte duo, and this blush has a bit of shimmer, and I'm interested to see like if I like this enough to keep it. This one I also need to test because so many people have gotten rid of this in their collections. This is the Too Faced Soulmates in Carrie and Big. I got this from a swap with my friend Triggy. I'm sure she decluttered it for a reason. I know she's trying to pan this bronzer, which is why it's flatter, but she didn't even touch the blush, so I'm interested to see, like, is this one any good? We shall see. I don't know. I have 2 blush palettes. One you just saw me use in my advent calendar, and I really like this one. This is the Tarte Color Wheel, an Amazonian Clay blush. This was a Christmas one. There are so many blushes in here, and actually, to be honest with you, there are highlights in here as well. There are 2 highlights, but I'm calling this a blush palette. I also have this blush palette. This is a Dual by NARS in the Fervor. This is their Dual Intensity, and I really just bought it for this shade right here. This is like the prettiest shiny blush I could ever imagine. And this pink is something I don't have very much of in my collection. This is really like a baby doll pink. So I'm interested to see like if that works for me in the winter time. I have 1 highlighter palette, and I just got this in my advent calendar. This is the Essence Glow To Go palette, and I do like it. So I'm excited to keep that one and give it a try. You guys know I've got 1 bronzer palette. This is my Too Faced little black book of bronzers. Little sneak peek to how I'm doing. I'm panning it this year, but my goal really, it's almost like a pre-pan. I'm just trying to hit pan on these products instead of like actually get rid of them. I'm hoping maybe to do that next year, so we shall see. I've hit pan on these 2 already. I'm working on the Chocolate Soleil original, and I've worked on Milk Chocolate. I do have 2 just straight up face palettes. This has everything in it. This one I really need to try. This is the Hourglass one. So you have the 2 face powders, you have 2 blushes and 2 bronzers in here, so it has all 3 of the face powders you need. And this is the ambient lighting edit in Unlocked. Love that packaging, I'm not gonna lie. And very similar packaging is this e.l.f. one. This is the Total Face palette, and you've got your highlighter there, 2 blushes, and what they're calling a bronzer, but we're gonna have to see about that one. Okay, let's talk high-end eyeshadow palettes. And let's start with the one in my hand because it doesn't fit on my counter here. I have the Lorac Mega Pro 2. You guys know I was using this last year. I didn't hit pan anything, but I got really, really close on porcelain. And in general, this is just really good. This was in my most expensive project pan. I also have the Lorac Original. This is the unzipped and the unzipped gold. I've got 3 Too Faced ones. I've got the chocolate bonbons from my girlfriend Jenny. The chocolate gold, which I bought myself when it went on sale. I'm super excited. As you can see, these 2 are still in boxes. These just came in the last 6 months. So I need to get those out and trust them and love them and just pet them prettily. I've got the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, which I just am obsessed with the scent on that one. I do have 2 Kat Von D's. I just picked up the Shade and Light Eye. This one I literally just picked up when I was in Atlanta for my cousin's wedding. And then I've got the Metal Matte palette from Kat Von D. This might be my next 1 month 1 palette. Let me know if you think that would be cool and interesting. I am down to 1 Anastasia. This is a Soft Glam palette. I actually was almost using this one last month, or 2 months ago, whatever it was. Nope, last month, July. I just think this is a really, really pretty summer palette. And I probably will give this one a go here pretty soon. I do have 3 Tarte palettes. I've got the Tarte Clay Play palette. This is the original one, so volume 1. I also have the Don't Quit Your Daydream palette. I used this in my 1 month 1 palette and loved it and kept it. And then I've got the Tartelette Tease. This was in my advent calendar last year, but it came at like a bad time. But it has some really, really cool neutral tones. It's actually similar to this a little bit with those kind of cool purples, so I like that. The Makeup Forever Artist Shadow 1 is one I've never opened. It's still in box. If you see things in box, that means I've never even used it. I've got the Marvelous Mauves by Dose of Colors. You saw this. I was obsessed with this when I was using this in my 1 month 1 palette, and it has some really good use on it now. This is one I haven't used in a very long time. This is the Buxom I Put It Together palette. It's just like a lot of pinks and light tones in there. A couple really, really pretty like taupey shades. So I'll have to pull this one out eventually and use something with that. And then I just swapped for this MAC palette. Once again, the cool tones. I'm basically showing you all cool tones, but there's some warms down here and I just need to work on that. So these are all my high-end palettes. Okay, here's part 1 of my drugstore eyeshadows. It's just amazing. Okay, so let me start off with 2 of them are not technically drugstore. I just forgot to put them in my high-end because I thought that they were 4 pans. I've got the Smashbox Full Exposure palette here. This is just the one that's the size of a credit card, and I have tried to pan this a couple times. I've hit pan on 1, and I need to get back into it. I also have this Pure palette, so both of these are not drugstore, but I'm going to start with 1 BH Cosmetics palette. I've got my Zodiac palette. Love this palette. I did my 1 month 1 palette with it this year, and I'm still thinking about all the beautiful shades in here. That's what it looks like, and I can't stop dreaming about it. I have 3 Essence palettes, which is crazy to me. I need to go through them and see if I can declutter them or not. I've got the Essence All About Bronze. That's what it looks like. And then I just picked up the All About Roses from the exchange I just did. And this one's so pretty. These colors are like right up my alley where I want to be right now. I'm definitely in like a rosy tone of life. And then once again, another neutral palette. This is the Essence Million Nude Faces. I just like the packaging of that one. I have this e.l.f. palette. This is the Prism eyeshadow palette in the shade Naked. This is really actually good. I'm always surprised when I test this on how good it is. Like, it's super creamy, it's high pigmented, the shine is fantastic. These are not the longest lasting eyeshadows I've ever tried. This will last like a good 5 hours and then fade away, but like still though. I have my 3 donut palettes. I did a review on these not too long ago. These are the I Heart Makeup Revolution palettes, and I have them in the shade Raspberry Icing is the pink one. Like, how spectacular is that? I'm in love with these. They have the Strawberry Sprinkles, so you're more red tone, but they do come across like a warm tone pink on the eye. And then last but certainly not least, you have your Maple Glaze. This is your gold tone copper palette. And ugh, yes, okay. I just got really excited. I'm like, look at the packaging on those. Aren't those just so cute? My 1 month 1 palette this month is the Element of Surprise. I got the ColourPop shadow palette here. That's what it looks like there. You'll see, by the way, I've made some decisions about some of my 1 month 1 palette palettes. So you can guess by what I'm showing you if they're here or not. If you remember which ones I'm using. This is the NYX Love You So Mochi. Again, another 1 month 1 palette that I decided to keep. I'm doing really, really well on the project. I've kept only about half and I've decluttered half, so that's really good. Love this. This in particular is a topper. This is not a full look palette. You have to use this as a topper. So I have the LOV. This is a German brand. I've yet to try this one, but there are 5 colors in it, and it's Evolution Luxury Eyeshadow Palette, and it's called Devoted to Metallics. I do have the Milani, what are these called? The Milani Everyday Eyes Eyeshadow Collection, and I have it in the shade Earthy Elements. I've not really put this on my eyes in a very, very long time. Like when I first got it, I tried it, and I was so excited to get my hands on it, and then I just haven't played with it yet. But it is good quality, like the colors are really good. And then the old school Wet n Wild Comfort Zone before they repackaged, which probably means I've had this for like 4 years. But that is what she looks like. And as you can see, I really like that green. That's the only one that's missing its words on it. So I gotta work on this one too. This should be on my to pan list. It's not currently, but I should put it there. So this is part 2 drugstore. And this is where a lot of my BH Cosmetics is, other than the Zodiac palette. I've got the Carly Bybel palette. And I'll never forget, the reason I bought this one is because this is the first BH Cosmetics palette that came to Ulta. I just got this one from my trade. This is the 60 color eyeshadow palette, BH Day and Night palette. And this is crazy. I have not used that one yet. I also have not used this one. I just got the BH Cosmetics Wild Child. These are their baked shadows, which are my favorite ones. So yay for baked shadows. I also have one hard candy one. This is the Natural Eyes. Clearly, this is a dupe for the Too Faced. I used this in my advent calendar last year. It liked enough to keep it, so it is still here. And I've not used it since, even though I said I was going to pan it. I also have the L'Oreal La Palette Nude 2. This is the rosier of the two. This is supposed to be a play off the Urban Decay 3. And I need to figure out if I like this one or not. So you're going to hear me say that a lot of my collection, which is why I do project panning. And then last but not least, this is a totally ripped up, torn up palette. This is a old, super, super old Sephora palette. I am very sad to say, I thought I was doing excellent with my 1 month 1 palette by getting rid of, 50% of my palettes. Well, 50% of the palettes I've tried, and that's the key word, is that I declutter 50% of the ones I've tried. If I look back to 2016, I started with 24 palettes. Then when I started 2018, when I started 2019, excuse me, so in like January 2019, I had 31. And now I have 37. So I've actually gone up 6 palettes. I feel like I've been decluttering a crap ton. So even with me bringing in some through swaps like these two, I should still be about equal. I don't know. Apparently, I'm not doing as good of a job as I thought I would. So now I got to do better. So these are my full face palettes, and I say that because these are eyeshadow palettes with also face product in them. So this one saw I got from a swatch. This is the Ulta Beauty one. Happiness looks gorgeous on you, and this is brand new, and I'm excited to give this one a try. See, woo, almost lost it, but I got that one. This is one I've been panning, and also one that I need to basically finish panning. I did pan on a lot of it, but I finished nothing. And this is getting super old. This is the Tarte Showstopper palette. And then I have this Marc Jacobs. This was a holiday collection because, hello tassel, are you not the most beautiful tassel in the entire world? But this has 6 eyeshadows, a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer. I'm in love with the bronzer and the highlight. The blush is okay, and I think the shadows are okay. They're not my favorite, but I want to continue testing these. I've only taken this on one vacation with me because I'm just scared the tassel's gonna break. Welcome to Singles and Small Palettes. I'm so excited for this. Okay, so eyeshadows. Ooh, that's a hair. Okay. Let's talk eyeshadows, because I started off with eyeshadows in 2016 being at 29 singles, 2 doubles, 4 trios, 9 quads. What that means is I've gone up on some and down on others. So with single eyeshadows, again, I had 29 in 2016. In 2018, I had 37, and now I've got 44. But before we freak out too much, I did use my Z palette to depot some shadows. So I know I've gained this shadow here. I picked that up in Prague. I also depotted these 4 from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Mario palette. So those 4 are new. And plus I picked up a few here and there and everywhere on like my travels a little bit, plus with like trading eyeshadows. So like I don't think I have too many singles, but let's go through what I've got. I've got 2 of the Kat Von D's. I've got Thunderstruck, which I love. I also have, what is this called? Dose. I'm going to be interested because I have a Kat Von D palette with this same 2 eyeshadows in it. And we're going to see how good those are. I love both my singles. I've just never tried it in palette form. I also have the Rival de Loupe. I just got this one in Honey Glow, which again is just a beautiful gold. I've got this is one I traded for, the Folk Allure. I'm not exactly sure what that means. The Essence Melted Chrome I just purchased. Got this Essence Stark White, what is this called? Snowflake. I actually don't know. I bought this when I thought I was running out of whites, which is such a silly thing to think because I have like a million whites, but this is just like a frosty white. We'll see what ends up happening with that. I've got the Sephora Beauty Amplifier that I just brought into my collection, and then the Creme Brulee for Wet n Wild. The L'Oreal over here that was hiding. I have this in the shade Amber Rush. I love these, man. They're so good. Love that. The Milani. This is the only Milani I have kept through the years. This is the Bella Purple because this is the only one that's like actually kind of unique to my collection. I have this tiny Buxom in the shade Mink Magnet. And I actually wanted to put this in my Buxom palette, but they were out of it in my store when I put this palette together. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. And I ended up getting a little sample of it, so it's perfect. I have this Artist Couture palette in the shade Illuminati, and this one is so pretty. Oh my god, this is like spectacular shade. Like, look at that shine. Oh my god, does that not just make your heart skip a beat? I need to get using this one because this one is getting older, but it's just so pretty. LOV, which is another German brand, and this is the Magnetic Shadow. I panned this for a little bit and I hit pan on it, but that's because I was digging in, so I covered up the pan again. And those are my single shadows, so like pretty good, right? And in case you're wondering what's in my Z palette, I don't actually know what's in my Z palette. I know these are NYX, and that's, the rest I got no idea. So, you know, sorry. I apologize about that. For duos, I only have a few, which is awesome. I only have 3. So I've got the NARS duo in Kalahari. I've been to the Kalahari. What's funny is I bought this from, what is that makeup site that you buy like makeup that other people have used? I don't know. But I saw swatches and I was like, oh, that looks so beautiful. That's exactly what I want. And then when I got it, I'm like, oh, that's it. I have this Jouer one, which I love. This is like, I think the only Jouer I've got left. I've got it, the Eyeshadow Duo in Chocolate and Peach. Yes, Jouer, man. I don't love a lot that they do, but when I do get stuff from them, I know that it's quality. And then I've got Pixie, which is pretty much the exact same style. Oh my god, this is going to be hilarious. It's almost the exact same thing that the Jouer has. Not gonna lie, almost the exact same thing. I got this in like a Birchbox or an Ipsy. And they're almost identical. Oh good, okay, fantastic. Let's go to trios. I have 4 trios. First is my Lorac Pro. This is what I bought when I couldn't get my hands on the original Lorac Pro palette, like the red one. And they came out with these trios of just 3 of the shades, and I was like, yes, and I still love this. It comes in Ivory, Gold, and Cocoa, and it's fantastic. That little puppy is old, though. I also have the Sweet as Candy Wet n Wild Trio. I love this one. I tried this year, and I just got so many great looks out of it. Hands down, a keep for that. The Wet n Wild shadows are so good. I'm actually surprised I don't have any more of the trios, but you can't get limited edition ones here in Germany, and I must have either decluttered them or used them up. I have the Pop Beauty Trio. This is something else that came in Ipsy. Bright Sugar Plum Trio in Sugar Plum. I need to play with this a little bit more. I just remember using this shade, to be honest with you, which once again is that lovely taupe, very similar to what's in NARS, which is why I don't think it's unusual to make a smoky eye. So, Kat Von D. This is the Alchemist Holographic Palette. I use this almost purely for Halloween. I'm a witch every year for Halloween because I'm uneventful, and I like to use the emerald to top a black lipstick, so my lips are green. I'm sorry, I only have 3 trios, my bad. Let's start on quads. For quads, this is a trio. I put these in the wrong order. Okay, I got the Smashbox one, and this is in Filter. It's Vanilla Sable and Sumatra. but I got this also in an Ipsy, which is where I seem to get a lot of my little bits and bobbles. Okay, so those are my 4 trios. Now we're on to quads. I have this Maybelline Eye Studio in 70 Copper Chic. I need to try this. I've worn this like 3 times, but it's been a hot minute since I've actually used it, so I'm interested to see if I still like that. This one I'm obsessed with still. I just used this, and it's so, so beautiful. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light in the shade Plum. It's the 4 plum shades, but really, really spectacular, great blending. I know everyone hates Kat Von D, and I won't be repurchasing for her because I think what she did actually is like crossing a line, but like, I have so much of her stuff. I can't even. Maybe I should have a canceled project pan. Would you guys watch a canceled project pan of like makeup I'm not supposed to be using anymore? Let me know if that would interest you. I have 2 of these Ulta quads. You've seen these many times in my project pans. They're just like the free ones you get from Ulta. And then I've got the L'Oreal quad in the shade Boudoir Charm. And these are really good quality. Let's move on to our next category. Hi everyone, we have made it to glitters. Are you excited? I'm excited. Get ready for this because it is glitter time. This area has grown a lot through swaps, and I might have bought a few of these glitters on sale. Well, nothing has really disappeared because these take forever to use up. So let's talk numbers real fast, and let's start with the actual glitters. So in 2016, I had 0 glitters. In 2018, I had 5. Now I have 13. This does also include loose pigments, which are over here. So note that glitters and loose pigments I all put in the same one, just because I thought that I think of them as very similar because they're in like similar packaging. So let's go through the loose glitters. That's a pigment. Mine are all from NYX. I really like the NYX ones. I think that they're really easy to get your hands on them. So I've got Copper. That's so pretty. This is in Rosé or Rose. Really, it's more like a pink. This one I tried to pan. This is in the shade Ice, and I did a pretty good job on it. You'll see a lot of these are brand new because I don't wear glitter all that often, although I should. I just wish I was that cool. This is in Goldstone or Goldstone. It's your antique gold. This one's probably my most special. This one's in Beautiful Beam. This is a holographic glitter, and this is in Red, which really comes across more like a fuchsia pink. Love it. Okay, pigments. We have, again, a NYX pigment. This one I couldn't turn down. This is in the shade Stunner. I swatched this when I was in Madrid, and then I ended up buying it on the US Ulta website because it was significantly cheaper there because I got 40% off, and hands down would buy that every time. I have the MAC pigment in the shade Tan. This was a recommendation from Jessica Braun, and I've only used it a handful of times, but it is really, really pretty. Then I've got 3 Wet n Wild loose pigments. They're all the color Icon. I've got Mythical Dreams. I've actually never purchased any of these, but I keep swapping for them because I think they're pretty. This one is in Dom and Cherry on top. I have no idea what that means. Does that mean something? Did I miss that? And then I have Kung Fu Lightning, which I just picked up from that swap. I think all 3 of those might have come from Tree 3 Courtney. I've got this Napoleon loose eye dust in Pink Champagne. I tried to pan this as well. I did, I think, a pretty good job, actually. I also panned it at the same time as this Kaylin, just mineral eye polish in the shade Orchid. I was panning these at the same time, and they're like basically the same color, which was very bad planning on my part, but I got good use out of both of those, so I was very, very happy about that. I've got 2 liquid shadows, one of which is a glitter. Run away, come back, stay. I've got the Stila Glitter and Glow in the shade Smoky Storm, which no one ever talks about, but this one's actually my favorite. This is more of your nude shimmer, but it just comes across so beautiful. It's very, very wearable, actually. And then I've got the Stila Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Bohemia, again from another trade, but it's just this beautiful pink. Speaking of creams, oh, my poor shadow sticks. I have basically ignored these all this year. These have the same numbers when I started with. I had 10, I still have 10. These I just keep forgetting about, to be honest with you. It makes me so sad because I used to love these. I used to love these before I got into like using palettes. Like these are my one shadow looks, and this is what I went for like almost every day. The one I'm panning right now, because I don't want to forget about this, is called On Point. This is from LOC, or Love of Color. This was a Tati collab with Birchbox, and that's what we got left, a little sneak peeky there. If you compare it to its sister friend, you know, like there's clearly a difference there, which is good. So this guy is Impress Me, and it's more like a copper bronze. Then we've got your red, which is your Day Trip, and this is your orangey red. Or no, excuse me, gold. It's a gold. It's your orangey gold. I do have an Avon Extra Lasting one in a bronze shade. What is this? Oh, it's Topaz Shimmer. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at that. How fabulous would that be for a one shadow look? God, it's been so long since I've used these. I like want to just swatch all of these because they're so beautiful. These are all Mallees, by the way. The rest of these are Mallees, which are my favorite. I got 2 of the Age Rebel eyeshadows. This one's in the shade Burnished Violet. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god. No, I've got Sugar. This is like making me so happy. Why did I stop using these? Oh my god, they're so creamy. I love them. Then I have it in the shade Moonlight. I don't know what is wrong with me. Why did I ever stop using these? Bliss. Oh, that's the perfect one shadow. Then we have Timeless Taupe. This is my favorite. This is actually a matte, but it just looks really good when you're being lazy. Look, I mean, like none of these are crazy colors. And then I've got Brownstone. This is the deepest one I have. But it's not even that deep. Like you can still totally rock that. The mascara just won't roll, but pretend like this is nice and neat, okay? If you could just like do that for me, that'd be fantastic. I appreciate you. Okay, so mascara. I have been killing it with mascara, but I have really put a damper on buying mascaras, and I've really put a damper on picking up free samples of mascara because they were going bad before I was able to get to them. So let me show you what I've got. This is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator. This one is about to die probably here in the next week or so. I've had this open for 3 months and I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love this one. Mascara with Grow Lash Complex. I don't know about that jazz, but it does make my lashes look super long while keeping volume in them. I've been partnering with that with the Supersizer, which is a CoverGirl. This one's also about to die. This one's probably a week out from dying. These will probably retire at the same time. Not the Supersizer, because, you know, listen. I have the L'Oreal Voluminous Original. This one's fantastic. I picked this one up at Christmas time because I knew I was getting down on my mascara and I wanted to make sure that I had mascara, and I think I got it on sale. No, I used 2,000 points at Ulta, so like I got that one technically for like nothing. And then I got the It Cosmetics Superhero. This again is something I got at Ulta. They had this on sale. It's got confetti in the top. I'm a little nervous to pull this. I'm a little jumpy around like loud noises, and I'm a little scared that this travel size confetti popper will really like pop. But I've actually never tried the Superhero mascara. I hear it's really good. So another good Christmas one that I picked up. This one came in a set. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I got this on my Sex and the Peach kit for the Sephora 15% off spring. I just love the way this feels, just feels really nice. This is the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. Everyone's been talking about it, so I just picked up a little sample of it, like 100 Point Park. And this one's my Ulta birthday gift this year. This is the Cils Booster XL from Lancome. I don't really wear mascara primers very much, but maybe I will start. I don't know. I started off, if you can believe this, with 22 mascaras. Which is so ridiculous. So 8 is really good. And so I started 22 in 2016. This past year I had 9, so I'm down 1. So clearly I have bought some since then. I've gotten like one of these 2 for free. And I have bought all of these within the last year. So like, oh my gosh, I don't think any of these have actually expired. Oh my god, yay me! Okay, so this is clearly very small. I'm not big into brows. I've never really been into brows. But let's do fake eyelashes first because these are just staring at me. I have 2 of the Ardell Natural styles. I've got the 1.8 and the 1.10. I wore the 110 on my wedding day, which I thought was really awesome. I usually keep 2 pairs just in case I'm going anywhere where I need them, and then like a girlfriend can borrow one too. So I usually have 2 pairs. I've had 2 pairs for like the longest time. And then when it comes to brow stuff, I have my favorite. This is the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil. I've got it in the shade Ash Brown. Love this stuff. It's just one of those tips that looks like a teardrop shape. It just goes really, really well into my brows. I use this every day. And then I got one of those free gifts from Benefit. I think I ordered like from Ulta on like one of their magic hours of shopping where you get like free packages of stuff. And so I got the Benefit Give Me Brow, and then I also have the 24-hour brow setter, which just is a clear brow gel. So I've got 2 brow gels technically. I'm using the Give Me Brow right now, and this one I'll be using afterwards. And then I also have this Bravo Conditioning Primer. I don't know anything about this. I don't know if it's supposed to make your brows grow or it's supposed to make your brows, I don't know, like stay in place. Do I want my brows softer? Not exactly sure what this is all about. But as you can see, I have like kind of 2 fake lashes and 4 brow products, which is like right on where I should be. I usually kind of like angle between like 2 and 4 brow products depending on like, did I get something for free or whatever. So this is like right on track where I need to be. I don't feel like there's any extras here, except for maybe the conditioner primer. But I'm gonna give it a try because like, why not? So we have a couple different categories here, and I probably made a mistake putting eyeshadow primers in here, but I just viewed them like with primers. So I have 2 concealers here, and they're both the same thing. I've got the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral, and, is it Light Medium? Yeah, Light Medium, and I just have a new one in box because I got it 50% off during an Ulta sale, so like 2 concealers, boring. And I went from having 3 concealers to 2. So for eye primers, I have 4, which drops from 5, which is awesome. I've got the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer, the NYX Glitter Primer, the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and the Ulta Tinted Eye Primer. This was like an Ulta, like, thanks for being a platinum. And I've never tried this one, but I've tried the other 3. These 2 are my open ones. I really actually need to finish the NYX Glitter Primer. I just don't wear glitter all that often, which is ironic as how much glitter I own, but I want to wear glitter more often. It's like my fantasy self, as Lauren, maybe you would say. I have a goal this year to bring this down to 9 primers, and these are face primers, and I currently have 13 of them. So I've got 3 full sizes, and these 3 are my favorite. I've got the Makeup Forever Step 1. This is in the base Soothing Primer. Love this one. It's the one that's in the gray. It's really, really good. But probably my favorite is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. It's so bougie, and I'm glad it comes with a pump because the sample did not come with a pump. I'm excited to dig into this one. But if I have to go for a drugstore, I'm going to go the NYX Pore Filler. If I have to go with one, this is the one I would choose. I think I just swapped for this actually, but it is brand new, so that's exciting. And I think this does a pretty good job of filling in your pores and smoothing out your base. So 10 sample size primers, and this is where the issue is happening and why I have so many primers. Oh, actually the Baby Skin is full size too. Maybelline Baby Skin. It's a lot, and I do have 2 open right now, so hopefully they become empty pretty soon here, but it's just like these should be going like 1 a month, right? Like, so I should be down to 6 by the end of the year. So cross your fingers. My goal, I wrote this at the beginning of the year, my goal was 9, so I need to finish 4 of these by the end of the year. Which I should do, right? Like, it's August, so like I got time to finish them up. So I have the Laura Geller Spackle Hydrating Moisturizing Under Makeup Primer. This is really, really nice for the wintertime. It's like a lotion, clearly, because it's moisturizing, and it does a good job with that. This is one I'm using right now. This is the Laura Geller Spackle Treatment for Even Tone. This is not my favorite, but I think it still does a good job. This is one I used in my advent calendar this year. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base Visage. I thought this one was good, like surprisingly good, which is why I kept it. But there's not a lot in there, so I'm hoping that once the spackle's done, I'll move on to this one. This one also doesn't have a whole lot in here. I just don't like using a luminous primer in like the summer because it's still like hot and sweaty here in Germany. But this is in the pink, Radiant Pink, and it is good, so like I'm keeping it, but yeah, I don't know. This is one I've never tried. This is a Glam Glow Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturizer. I'm not a big fan of illumination primers. Just throwing it out there. That one might not stay. Actually, this one's illuminating too. I wonder, is this one illuminating? No. Okay, good. This is the Cover FX Illuminating Primer. I just got it as a sample, so I thought I might as well try it. I've never tried that one. This is the NYX Shine Killer. I don't think this is as good as the Pore Filler from NYX, but I just swapped for this, so I thought that, you know, might as well. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm swapping for things I like and everything I like is in a category I need to downsize. Probably that's true. This is the Too Faced Primed and Peachy. This is a Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. I just picked this up with my Sex on the Peach collection. As you saw, a lot of these things are from that collection. Like in my, you'll see it throughout the collection. And I've never tried this one, but it does have a pump on sample, which is like super cool. And then I've got the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. Again, you see a lot of Milk Makeup sample sizes in here because I bought a Milk Makeup sample size set and I just haven't actually gotten around to using them yet. But the Blur Stick I hear is really good, so I'm excited about that. So these are all of my eye pencils, and this is actually really interesting because I had a goal to get to 30 eye pencils because I started off in 2018, well, I should say I ended 2018, so I started 2019 with 37 of them, and I'm finally at 30, but I don't remember using up 7 eyeliners. Like, does anybody else remember me using up 7 eyeliners or like decluttering 7 eyeliners? Like, that's very strange to me. I'm wondering if maybe they're in my advent calendar, which are the only numbers that you're not seeing included because I don't know what's in my advent calendars, especially the one I made myself. I completely forgot. But let's go through the 30 pencil eyeliners I have, and then I do have 5 liquid up from 4, which is also strange to me, but like, okay. I have a lot of black, as you can probably guess. I have the Sephora collection. I've got this little tiny Julep One Pencil Matte Gel. I also have this Physicians Formula black. This is my favorite. This is the NYX Collection Noir Skinny Black Eyeliner. This has the smallest tip you've ever seen with an eyeliner. I've got the Laura Geller here. This is a Mally, and this is actually in shimmering black. Got a L'Oreal. This is a Noir. This is their Infallible. This is really, really creamy. It does have a blender on the other side. If you want to create a smoky look, this is okay, but it does dry down really nicely. So if you don't want it, you don't have to have it. I got a Bella Pierre pencil, which I honestly probably only used once. This is an Ulta contour lip and eye pencil. So again, something I got for free. Half is a lip pencil, half is a black eyeliner. Now on to like gray slates. I've got this brand new Milani one in Stay With Slate. I've got this Essence one in Lucky Lead. These are actually really, really nice. I do like these. They are well worth it. I've got the Julep Gel Eye Glider in Rich Brown. And then the one I'm working on right now, well, I'm working on a couple of them, but this one I'm focusing on in particular. This is the Julep Kajal Eye Glider. One side is brown shimmer and one side is carbon black. I'm working on the brown side and I do like it. I'm actually wearing it today, although you can't see my face. This is the Julep Gel Eyeliner in the shade Mink. This is an Avon, what is this called? Glimmer Stick Diamonds? I don't know, but it's in Brown Glow. It's clearly brand new in packaging. I haven't even looked at that yet. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Kohl Liner. I have the Mina, the eyeliner pencil, and this is in a brown shade. Yep, a brown shade, I don't know. But I got this when I was in London. Then I've got another Ulta gel eyeliner, and this is in the shade Copper. Copper plays really well with my eyes, so I like to pick up shades like that. This is another one. This is in Bronze, Prose and Bronze. I only have one navy because I'm not in love with navy, but this is the Marisol pencil. And I'm sure it's just navy or some witty term in navy. Yep, indigo. Yep, okay, fine. Whatever you want to call it's fine with me. I have 3 purples. They're all very different. This is the Black Plum by Ulta. Again, an automatic eyeliner in the smoky eyes type of pencil. And this really is a deep, deep purple. This one is another one that I'm playing with right now that I really like. This is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Coolest Chic. This is a really fun summer purple, and I've been enjoying playing with it. And hopefully I'll meet my goal soon here, because that's in a project pan. I also have this Starlux pencil in the shade Amethyst. I do have the Shimmer Strips, the Custom Eye Enhancing Eyeliner Trio. I have it in the shade Warm Nudes. This is for any eye color. I haven't opened these up yet, but I know I like Physicians Formula eyeliners. This is Maybelline Lasting Drama Pencil in Shiny Bronze. I don't know, there's just something about this color that really drew me in. It's like a nude metallic, and I thought that might be really pretty on my eyes. I've got the one green, as previously mentioned. This is the Wet n Wild Don't Leave Me. For some reason, this reminded me of Jurassic Park. I've got this Cynthia Rowley silver pencil. This came in like one of my first Ipsy bag, no, first Birch boxes, so I need to use that up. That's like 4 years old now. But it is just a really pretty silver. And it's a shiny metallic silver instead of a matte silver, which is awesome. And then, in my advent calendar not too long ago, I got this Essence Kajal pencil in the shade White. And it's a matte white, which is really interesting. There, so those are my 30 eyeliners. In terms of liquid liners, I got the Jessie Girl. I've had this since I lived in Tacoma, Washington, which is now like 2 years ago. So I need to actually open this one up sooner rather than later because that's now 2 years old at minimum. I've got the NYX Glam Liner in gold. This again came from when I worked at Ulta and I was looking for a gold eyeliner, so that's 2 years old. This tattoo liner for Kat Von D used to be my favorite. I've been trying not to use Kat Von D stuff too much, so it's still in the packaging. And then I've got this BYS Heart Stamp and Liquid Liner. And that's so freaking cute, right? Like, come on now. I do occasionally wear the heart when, like, I'm ready, I want to play a little bit. And yeah, I just fill it in with the liner. And it's just so, so cute. I rarely use this liner on itself, but this is another one that is in my bathroom right now that I'm using. And then there's the Art Deco Roll It Disco Liner. So I must admit, I got this when the hype was all about the rolling liner, and I realized this is like not that great. I know, wasn't that exhausting? Wasn't that exhausting to watch, but totally fascinating. I love seeing people's collections. I love to see like what they thought was worthy of their money, and I definitely would not have made some of the decisions that I made to purchase when I worked at Ulta today because I no longer work at Ulta, but there are still things that I would have purchased because I still wanted to play with. I definitely would have not bought in volume like I did, but there were still things I would have purchased at Ulta. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know once again what you think I should pan, maybe some themes you saw along the way. I'm thinking maybe like a failed project pan, like all the items I've previously failed doing. I'm also thinking like maybe like old school favorite project pan. That one might be kind of interesting. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. There will be a part 2 coming. I will try and film it shortly, but I run out of time today. But maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. We shall see what happens then. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.